you a key or an acronym. You have add different. Can you see DD? Add different. So when you have different signs, you are going to add the two equations. Then you subtract same. You subtract same. Can you see SS? SS. Hello, good afternoon to you. I welcome you to today's class. I want to appreciate everyone that have subscribed to our channel. Thank you very much. And for those that are seeing our video for the very first time, do well to subscribe to the channel so that you can have access to other interesting episodes of this class. And do well to hit the notification bell so that you could be informed anytime we post new content. Do well to share with your friends, your colleagues, and comment in the comment section. And you can drop your questions as well. We will respond to all of the questions. Thank you. So today we are going to be talking about a very crucial topic, and that is the topic of simultaneous equation. We're going to be looking at simultaneous equation, and we look at how we can tackle questions of simultaneous equation. So today we'll be looking at elimination method, how you can tackle simultaneous equation using elimination method. So the first thing you need to understand is when you say eliminate, to eliminate something means to get rid of it, to kill it, to remove it, alright? So if you have two equations, by the way, when you say simultaneous, simultaneous means doing two things at the same time. So when you say an equation is a simultaneous equation, that means you are solving two equations simultaneously. You are solving two equations at the same time. Alright, so that is what simultaneous equation is. So we are going to be solving two equations at the same time so that we can get their unknown value. So we're going to look at some examples. So today we're starting with elimination method. Come with me. 2x minus 3y equal 22, 3x plus 2y equals 7. So the first thing you want to do is to label this equation 1, label this equation 2. Remember I told you simultaneous means you will be solving two equations at the same time. Now the next thing you want to look for is this. We are dealing with elimination method. So let's look at elimination method. So for the elimination method, you will decide which of these two are you eliminating first. Are you eliminating x or you are eliminating y? So I always prefer to eliminate the value at the middle, but you can actually eliminate either one first. So let's try to eliminate the value that we have at the middle here, and that is y. So to eliminate y, you are going to look for the coefficient of y in this first equation. What is the coefficient of y here? It is 3. And what is the coefficient of y here? It is 2. So you are going to multiply this second equation with the coefficient of y here, and that is times 3. Then the coefficient of y here is 2. You want to use it to multiply equation 1 by 2. So when you do that, you multiply through 2 times 2x gives us 4x minus 6y equal 44. And this is what? 9x plus 6y equals 21. So this is equation 3, equation 4. So can you see now we have 6y, 6y. So we are ready to eliminate. Before we proceed, there is a sign before the 6y. This is negative 6y minus 6y. This is positive 6y. So anytime you have different signs before the value, you add. So I'm going to give you a key or an acronym. You have add different. Can you see DD? Add different. So when you have different signs, you are going to add the two equations. Then you subtract same. You subtract same. I see SS. SS. Subtract same, add different. So when assuming you were having plus and plus here, you subtract same. But here we have different signs, so you're going to add different. So if you're going to add this equation and this equation together, what are we going to have? So if you add minus 6y, okay, so let's start with this. 4x plus 9x, that is going to give us 13x. So 13x, when you add this to it, will give you 0. It will cancel out each other. Why? Because you are owing 6 naira. So let's use Nigerian naira for example. You are owing 6 naira and you have 6 naira with you. So if you pay the 6 naira that you were owing from the 6 naira that you have with you, what will be left is 0. You have nothing left. So that means when you are owing 6 naira and you have 6 naira and you pay the 6 naira, you are left with nothing. And that is 0. So it cancels out each other. So 4x plus 9x gave us 13x equal to, then what is 44 plus 21? It gives us 65. 65. Yeah. 65. So the next thing we want to do is to divide both sides by the coefficient of x. Alright? So divide both sides by the coefficient of x. Coefficient means the value beside x. So you have 13x equals 65. Divide by 13, divide by 13. 13 cancels 13, your x is going to be equal to 5. Because 13 times 5 gives you 65. 13 by 5, this is 15, 5, 6, 65. Alright, so we are correct. So x equals 5. And for us to find our y, now you say to find y, substitute x into equation. So you can choose either of the equation, either equation 1 or equation 2. Alright, to find. So let's make use of equation 2. Why am I making use of equation 2? Can you see it's a plus sign? So most times it's easier for students to solve questions that have positive. So anytime you want to choose which to make use of, look for the simpler equation. Don't go for the tougher equation. You could easily make mistake. So if you go for the negative, you will be correct if you do it appropriately. But if you could be easily confused with the sign. Alright, so I advise that you go with a simpler equation, which is equation 2. So you have substitute x into equation 2, and that is what? Equation 2 is 3x plus 2y equals 7. Now let's chip in our x value, which is 5, into this place. So you have 3 into bracket 5 plus 2y equals 7. 3 times 5 is 15 plus 2y equals 7. Now for us to find 2y, you move 15 to this side, you collect the like term. So 15 comes to this side. And where 15, this is positive 15, and it crosses here becomes minus 15. So you have 2y equals 7 minus 15. Your 2y will be equals to minus 8. And so you can now divide both sides by the coefficient of y, which is plus 2. So if you divide through, the answer will be minus 4. So your y equals minus 4. So that is the value for our y. Now if you want to cross-check to see if your answer is correct, let's try to solve using either of these two, and let's see if you are going to get 7 or 22. So let's make use of equation 1 to solve. So to check if our answer is correct, 2x minus 3y equal to, let us see what it's going to give us. What is our x? Our x is 5. So 2 into bracket 5 minus 3 into bracket minus 4. What will it give us? 2 times 5 is 10. Minus times minus is plus. 3 times 4 is 12. So you have 10 plus 12 is 22. 22. Can you see we have 22 here? So that means our calculation is correct. I hope that is clear. We're going to see the other example. Alright, so let's solve this question. This is equation 1. This is equation 2. We are still going to do our elimination method. So the coefficient of y here is 1y. this is minus 1y, so they have the same coefficient. So I don't need to multiply with any value. So if the coefficients are the same, you need not multiply by any value. Okay? So you just solve directly. You remember this is plus y, this is minus y. They are different. And from the explanation I gave earlier, I told you, you add different value. So you are going to add equation 1 and 2. So when you add equation 1 and 2, x plus 3x gives you 4x. If you add this, you have 1 naira. You are owing 1 naira. If you pay the 1 naira, you have 0 left. So that is 0, cancels out each other, equals to 12 plus 20 is 32. So you divide both sides by 4. So your x is going to be 8. So to find y, substitute x into equation 1. Any of the equation will work. X plus y equal 12. And x is 8. 8 plus y equal 12. So if I make y stand alone, y will be equal to 8 moves and becomes minus 12 minus 8, y equal to 4. So my answer is 4. To check if my answer is correct, x plus y, x is 8, 8 plus 4 is 12. 3 times x is 8 times 3, that is 24, minus y, 24 minus 4 is 20. So we are correct. So that is example of elimination method. We are now going to look at substitution method in the next class. Stay connected.